If you're thinking about moving to Hawaii, I can't tell you how many times we get this question on our calls. This is one of the most absolute asked questions on our calls is how are the schools? How are the schools in Hawaii? What is that like? Is it bad? We see the ratings, the national ratings, but what is it really like? And we're asking for somebody to give us an honest opinion about what these schools are like. That's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video, but we're going to be talking about the top 5 schools in Honolulu, Hawaii right now. What's going on? Welcome to the Living in Hawaii channel. If you are new here, this channel is all about what it's like to live in Hawaii, what it's like to eat, sleep, play, breathe, the up, down, left, and right. Everything that you need to know about living in Hawaii. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the like button. It helps anybody else be able to find this information. If you're not new here, make sure you hit that like button because it helps anybody else be able to find this information. Make sure you all hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified anytime that I upload a new video on this channel. And look, we get so many people reaching out about their potential move to Hawaii, or they're already on the way, or they're already here, right? And they're looking for the best place that fits their lifestyle. And we absolutely love it. And you can do the same thing too. You can reach out, you can shoot us a text, you can give me a call, you can slide in my DMs. You can even skip all that and schedule your own Zoom using the link down in the description below. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when moving to Hawaii. Before we dive into the meat and potatoes of this video in the top schools, I just have to let you know, as a real estate agent, I am not telling you where to send your kids to school. This is my little disclaimer. I'm not telling you where to send your kids to school. I am providing you the information. This is all public data that you can go and research and do and find yourself. These websites that I like to use are niche.com and greatschools.org. They pull a lot of test score data, federal data, FBI data, census data, all these things, and they combine all these things to give you these scores, and then people go on and leave reviews too. So again, my disclaimer, as a real estate agent, I am not telling you where to send your kids to school. I am just providing you the information so that you can see for yourself how they rank online. And again, as I say in every video when we're talking about communities and those types of things, you take all these reviews with a grain of salt because you never really actually know until they are in the school and then they're experiencing it for themselves, and then you're in the student parent-teacher conferences and those types of things, learning what your kids are doing, going to the school, seeing the technology and things that they may have available to them. So that is my disclaimer for this video. Let's go ahead and dive into the information that you have available to you. I'm gonna go ahead and kick things off, but I do want to again let you know that this information is all public data available to you. And I'm not telling you these in any particular order. This isn't number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 in a particular order of priority, superiority, or anything like that. This is just how I have it for you on the information on this video. I'm not telling you that one is better than the other, anything like that. So let's go ahead and kick things off with Moanalua. Moanalua is going to be one of those that are ranked really high. If you just go ahead and search on your own best schools in Honolulu, Hawaii, top 5 schools in Honolulu, Hawaii, guaranteed you'll see Moanalua at the top of that list. Let's go ahead and check it out. Looking at this map image right here from niche.com, you can see that they have in red basically the school district outline for Moanalua High School. In this video, we are going to be talking more about the high schools than anything else, but you can see the outline for that school district right there. You can see in an area, it does say Moanalua Valley, all right, Salt Lake, you got Honolulu Forest Reserve, and Halawa Valley. Now, this is going to put you more towards the eastern side of the island, all right? More towards the eastern side of the island. You actually are going to have 2 hospitals in the immediate area. You're going to have Kaiser Permanente over there, Big Gray Hospital, and maybe you're going to be working at Tripler if you're in the Army and you're in the medical field, or you're a nurse and you're looking to get a GS position over there at Tripler. But you're going to be right there near Tripler Army Medical Center, and then you got Salt Lake Boulevard. This is actually going to put you really close to Pearl Harbor Hickam too. Maybe you're in the military, you're getting stationed down at Pearl Harbor Hickam, and schools is a priority for you. Moanalua High School, as you can see, they rank it as an A. Let's look a little bit more at some of these scores. I'm gonna go ahead and check out some of the scores, and a lot of times on greatschools.org too, you'll see a college readiness award or scores for college readiness too. So let's go ahead and check these out. Looking at this data right here, you can see that greatschools.org actually ranks Honolulu High School as a 9 out of 10. Okay, there's only 13 reviews. Again, you take all those with a grain of salt, but you can see that they have been given a College Success Gold Award with the 9 out of 10 Great Schools summary rating. We're talking about test scores, college readiness, equity, those types of things. And at the very bottom, or right there in the middle with the top 3, you can see that Honolulu High School has a 9 out of 10 college readiness rating. That's actually really good, and I know that's something that a lot of families, right, when we're looking and we're trying to make sure that our kids are more prepared than ever for what's to come after high school. This is something that we are definitely checking out when we're looking at the school ratings and the things that it has to offer. Next up in this video that we're going to be talking about is Lani High School. We're going to go ahead and show you where Lani High School's district is, basically just the same thing that we just did as Honolulu, so that you can see where that is. And then if that's something that you're interested in, you start looking at the ratings, and then you start looking at the community and seeing what the homes look like, whether they're older style, price points, those types of things. But let's go ahead and check out where Lani High School is. Right here you can see Lani High School is going to be on the southeastern area of the island. So right there you're going to see Kahala. That's one of the biggest things that you can see right there, and everything is outlined in red. You got Hawaii Lower Ridge, New Valley. You're also going to have areas like Aina in this. It's right behind Lani High School where that label is, but Aina and stuff like that too. So Lani High School is going to be located down there. So just as soon as you see the red line, so you can kind of point out where Waikiki is, where it says Kapahulu. Right when you get outside of Waikiki in that busy area, that's when you start to hit the Diamond Head area, where you got Black Point down there, and then you got Kahala. All right, and these areas are going to be more of the more expensive areas when we're talking about prices of homes, when we look at average cost of homes and those types of things. We got a video on this channel talking about actually some of these areas, showing you some listings and what those homes look like. You can go check it out. But you can see Lani High School is going to be more on that southeastern area of the island. Not necessarily Hawaii Kai, all right? Not necessarily Hawaii Kai, and not necessarily down in Waikiki in town, but going to be on the southeastern area. Let's go ahead and look at some of these things that are affiliated with Lani High School and what makes it so great, right? With the data that's being pulled around the things with Lani High School, let's go ahead and check out some of these things that are putting it on the list as far as what you can Google. You can see right here in niche.com for Lani High School with an overall niche grade of an A. And you got these categories right here. These categories are actually pretty interesting when you look at it, but you can see academics is an A-, diversity is an A-, sports is an A-, health and safety is an A, college prep they have is a B+. What's interesting is the food is a C+. That depends on what you like to eat, if you even eat lunch at school or if you bring home lunch, those types of things. And then resources and facilities is a C. So that's interesting data right there from Niche. Let's go ahead and hop over to Great Schools and we'll see what they have as far as college readiness scores and those types of things. Right here in Great Schools, you can see that they have it ranked as a 9 out of 10. And I believe on Niche, when we just looked at it, there's like 333 reviews on Niche, but on Great Schools, you can only see 8, which is okay. Like I said, take those all with a grain of salt. But when we're looking at the ratings in the top section right there, you can see your test scores are a 10 out of 10, your college readiness is a 10 out of 10, and your equity is an 8 out of 10. So again, these websites pull all this data, compile all this data. They also have a College Success Award up there for this school as well. So these things and this data is compiling together to give you these ratings that you may want to consider looking at homes in these areas. And like I just briefly said, we have a video. It's actually luxury homes here in Hawaii, but this is going to be an area that does have a lot of the luxury homes if you're looking at some of these communities and you're going to look at the home prices over there. Just letting you know that it's going to be one of the more expensive areas to live as far as living here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Just so you guys know, I actually didn't go to any of the schools on this list. I'm not telling you, I'm not giving you an opinion about these schools. I didn't go to any of these schools. This is just, again, the information that you can Google. And next up on our list is actually going to be Henry J. Kaiser High School. I did not grow up on that side of the island, but Henry J. Kaiser High School has always been known to have a really great education system over in that school district. Let's go ahead and point out where it is and we'll talk a little bit more about it. Right here on the map, you see the red outline for Henry J. Kaiser High School per niche.com. And this is basically Hawaii Kai's high school. We did a vlog tour of Hawaii Kai, one of the most beautiful areas on this island. But you can go check that out afterwards. But Hawaii Kai over there So basically from Portlock on down, or you got Portlock basically in the bottom corner where you got China walls and some cool things you can see. You got Cocoa Head in the area, which is a great hike. But you can see right there some of these words. I know you're probably looking at some of these words and going, oh boy, I don't know. Kalama Valley though, so it stretches on up. Kalama Valley, that's where you're gonna have the golf course. You can kind of see the green up there. But Hawaii Kai being that southeastern portion of the island. Okay, you're going to be a little bit from town, and you can see that this is basically the next school district over from where we were just looking at Kalani High School. Then you got Henry J. Kaiser High School, and most people just call it Kaiser High School, out there in Hawaii Kai. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to look at this report card that niche.com gives. Hopefully maybe they'll have some better food over there at Henry J. Kaiser High School. Not 100% sure. We're going to look at that, and we're going to look at the data with college readiness and those types of things too from grade schools. Let's check it out. Overall niche grade you have as an A right here. Academics, they have an A-. Diversity, they have an A. College prep, they have as a B+. The food, oh boy, it's not as good, I guess. It's a C. I believe it was a C+ over there at Kalani. And then these guys are right next door to each other too, right? Resources and facilities you have as a C. That just may be because the school is a little bit older. That doesn't necessarily mean that the education isn't as good, okay? And then sports they also have as an A. So remember that we just kind of call it Kaiser High School out there in Hawaii Kai. Let's go ahead and check out grade schools and see what they have to offer. Here on grade schools, they have Henry J. Kaiser High School as an 8 out of 10. Now, what is coming into that? It says equity is a 6 out of a 10, which is probably dropping their overall rating, but we're looking at test scores, we're looking at a 10 out of a 10, and college readiness, we're looking at a 9 out of 10. We're talking about Kaiser High School being located over there in Hawaii Kai. So it's really cool to look at both these websites, and there's other websites out there too. I just really like these two, and it's kind of like just getting a second opinion. Well, they said this here, and like I showed you earlier, one of them had like over 300 reviews on one website, but only 8 on another. So then you can go look at both of those and get a gauge and an idea of what those things are like. But again, take those all with a grain of salt. Let's go ahead and dive into the next school. Next up on our list is going to be Mililani. All right, this is one of the most sought after communities for a number of reasons, but these schools do play a big role in that fashion. And just again, with all the data here, and just very well known as being some of the top public education here on the island. But let's go ahead and look at where Mililani is located. You can see right here, Mililani is the center of Oahu. Not dead center, but we're pretty close, all right? Mililani consisting of Mililani Town and Mililani Mauka side, which the H2 pretty much divides. We also have a vlog tour on this channel about Mililani, so you can check out the communities, what the home styles look like, all those types of things. But Mililani you're gonna have right there in the center of the island. So not necessarily going to hit down in Waipio as far as the school district goes, which you can see is outlined in red. It's not going to be in Waipio, but it does kind of stretch down just a tad bit when we're talking about the area. But basically you're looking at Mililani, Mauka, and Mililani Town. So we're going to go ahead and check out some other things. Let's check out some of the data. Again, we're going to pull up the report card, check out the food and some of these other things that Mililani has to offer. Maybe the food should be good up there. Let's see how the food's looking, but let's check out some of the other data too. Right here on the report card, the important things first when we're talking about academics, you got an A-, teachers you got a B, college prep they have it as an A-, sports is an A+. Up there, Mililani Sports is pretty good. And then we're talking about resources and facilities. They were actually just doing some recent construction last I drove by up there around Mililani High School. Hey look, the food is a B+ up there in Mililani High School. That may be something that is not as important to you, but I guarantee that maybe your child is probably going, well, how's the food in school? So just looking at that data there, let's go ahead and switch over to grade schools and check out some of the things that they have. Switching over to grade schools, you can see that they have it as an 8 out of 10 on their grade school summary rating, all right? And in their grade school summary rating, they're combining, again, the weight of the test scores, the college readiness, the equity, and really when you're looking at it too, if you go onto the website and you go to the question mark next to grade school's summary rating, they tell you kind of how they weight these things, all right? And you can see when you do pull that up that the college readiness has a 38% as far as the weight goes, and then equity has a 36%, while test scores actually only has a 26%. So you can go see that. You're probably wondering what the heck I'm talking about because it's not up here on the screen. But like I said, the question mark right there next to grade school's summary rating will definitely show you how they weight it out. You can see that the test scores are an 8 out of 10, but college readiness is a 10 out of 10. Kids coming out of Mililani High School seem to be very ready for college. And as far as equity goes, we're talking about a 7 out of 10. Like I said in the beginning, Mililani, not only just because of the community, the vibe, the feel in the community, all the things that it has to offer, being one of the most sought after areas, but the public school system there does draw a lot of attention to the area and have a lot of people looking for homes in the area. Last but assuredly not least on our list, and again, this is not my opinion, this is all just data there for you. You got to conduct your own due diligence. I'm not telling you where to send your kids to school, but last on our list for this video is going to be President Theodore Roosevelt High School. We're going to go ahead and we're going to show you the map and where the district is and those types of things. Maybe we're going to consider the President Theodore Roosevelt as the school area that you'd love to have your kids in. Right here with the red line outlining the school district for President Theodore Roosevelt High School, you can see that you got a lot of Manoa, right? Regular or just upper Manoa, lower Manoa. You also got Pacific Heights over in the area, and we haven't had the chance to necessarily get a vlog tour for these. I'm definitely planning on getting over there in there so that you guys can really see this. But again, St. Louis Heights is just outside of the school district, and it's not necessarily in the downtown Honolulu district. So President Theodore Roosevelt is going to be over there right in the busy areas of town. So far, Mililani is taking the cake, literally and figuratively, with the food ratings here on some of these report cards with niche.com. So let's go ahead and see what President Theodore Roosevelt has as far as their niche.com report card goes, and maybe they got some good food over there too, we'll see. Here we go with the report card, and I hope you all know that I'm just casually kidding with the food, and this may be something that is important to your kids, but I know as parents we're looking at academics, teachers, college prep, diversity, all these things that really play a factor into these ratings. But you can see that President Theodore Roosevelt High School, which is a mouthful, is got a pretty good report card. Is an overall niche grade of an A, right? And their food is only a C+. But their sports are a B+, their academics are an A-, teachers rated as a B, right, per niche.com, and diversity is an A+. Let's head on over to greatschools.org and see what they are saying about President Theodore Roosevelt High School. Here we go with Great Schools data from, President Theodore Roosevelt data from Great Schools and their ratings there. On this image, last time I talked about that question mark being next to Great Schools summary rating. So here on this one, you can see it and how they have it weighted, with the test scores being 26%, college readiness being 38%, and equity being 36%. Now, when we're talking about President Theodore Roosevelt High School, we're talking about test scores of a 10 out of 10, college readiness with an 8 out of 10, and equity only a 3 out of a 10, which is why they have it ranked as a 7 out of 10 total when we're talking about the high school over there. So that is going to be President Theodore Roosevelt's public knowledge ratings that you can go check. I just keep having to say that because I'm a real estate agent, and I just want to let you know that these are not my opinions. These are all data. I actually went to Radford. I went to Alimanu Intermediate, and I went to Radford High School, and then I went to HPU, Hawaii Pacific University, for college. I live in Eva, and so my kids, or my oldest actually, is going to Eva Elementary, which I am pleasantly surprised with everything that they have going on over there. I love what the motto and theme of their school is as far as the technology, and they have AC in the class. So I was actually, picked up my son from school today, and oh, Dad, it's so hot. Like, we get out of recess and we get in there and wish the AC was cooler. I'm like, do you know that when I was going to school out here as a kid, we had recess and all that, but there was no AC to come to after recess. Open the windows and hope there's a breeze. And we were all sweating and nasty after playing basketball during recess, all that good stuff. Sidetracked on that story, but kids. So those are some of the top schools out here in Honolulu, Hawaii, per niche.com and greatschools.org. Not me, just showing you the data, right, as my disclaimer said in the beginning. So if you are looking at some of these schools and you have more questions, or you have questions about the communities, we talked about this in the beginning, but people reach out all the time and we absolutely love it. And you can do the same thing too. You can choose to text, you can give me a call, you can send me an email, you can even skip all that if you want to and use the Zoom, link down in the description below to schedule your Zoom call with us. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when moving to Hawaii. If you have made it this far and you haven't already hit the like button or liked any of my jokes about the food, please go ahead and do so. It's going to help anybody else be able to find this information. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified anytime that I upload a new video on this channel. We've got all those vlog tours that I've mentioned. All those things are going to start popping up. You can just click them right there. It's going to happen for you right now.